Good morning, everyone. I'm here today in Bandon, in County Cork. It's a bit of a drizzly, wet day. So I wanted to show you some architecture, some religious statues. I just think on rainy days, there's always so much to do when you think there is not much to do. And I've just been to the new state-of-the-art library here in Bandon, which is this red building down here. It's fantastic. It has all different features there, 3D printing, sensory books. And I love these statues. They're really nice when you have all the flowers blooming behind them. Marble statues. So the churches in Ireland, I think, are fairly spectacular. A lot of people still go to church and enjoy it. And some just like going to the churches just to see what it's all about. And this is quite a big church, lovely structure. We'll have a look at the windows and the surrounds. And there's a lot of churches in Bandon, and as you can see from this church here, there's another church directly across the way. And we have some comments here about the dark history of Catholic Ireland, which I'm not going to ignore and I'm not going to go into. Everyone has their own beliefs. I'm here only today to show the actual church. All different opinions here on Bandon. I suppose if you live here, if you're from here, if you haven't experienced enough things here. I have a history here, actually, in Bandon, and I have a lot of good memories here. And I think about any place you live, it's about making the most of your environment. Not just your inner circle, your outer circle. Get out and about. Enjoy what's around. Okay, this is nice now. We've a bit of light here for the stained glass, and I hope you can see it. I don't want to go inside the church because I don't want to get in the way of people that are in there. Okay. Okay, we have someone in the live that's not very impressed with the goings on of the Catholic Church, but again, as I said, I am here to show the architecture and the history, hundreds of year old history of this church and nothing else. How old is the church? I'm not too sure. I don't really want to go in to disturb anyone, but I'm going to have a look if there's any other information around here. Put it this way, this church is older than anyone watching it on this live. And as I said, it's the architecture that I'm interested in. It's beautiful. It's well kept. Throughout time, churches have stood the longest. As we know, there's a lot of wealth in religion. A lot of wealth in the Catholic Church as well, and the communities around, they do support the institution of the Catholic Church. Yes, you couldn't get tradesmen good enough to do it now. This is why, I want to make these videos. These are just, even the stained glass here, it's just amazing. And one of the viewers here said, throw a stone through the window. That's not possible, first of all, because this stained glass is protected. If you can see, there's bars around it, and this is an art form. Stained glass takes a lot of time, effort and patience, and I have shown in the past the work of Harry Clark in the Crawford Gallery in Cork, who's an amazing stained glass artist. Beautiful work. I'm trying to give you different vantage points here. It's so big. I'm walking backwards and still not getting a view of the top. Right, we'll go back as far as I can go. So if there's not anything going on in the church and there isn't many people there, I might try to take a sneak peek inside if I can. I won't be talking, I'll just be recording all the stained glass if I can, so bear with me. So everyone, I had a little look in the church. Still don't know the name of the church. Don't know the name. Very beautiful in there, lovely stained glass. I'm sure if I walk back down to the street side, there might be a signpost there and I can tell you the name of this church. It's beautiful in there, the stained glass was amazing. I didn't want to talk in there as someone was in there praying. So we will have a little walk around Bandon. So I'm looking for some indication of what the name of that church was. Still no idea. A nice church, but we'll have a look. Here's a building here, 1830. So again, a lot of the buildings are old here. We have a little fountain here made of mosaic. We'll have a little look. Nice mosaics. This is the first time I'm actually seeing this properly. It's probably normally full with water, but how pretty is this? And this is the beautiful library I was saying I was in. Hear the birds, happy eating. And there is a nice live venue here, the old market. And it's a pretty building. In the summer has nice flowers outside it. It's a big venue. And Bandon is a town that is a very historical town. It had a wall around it. There is an area where Castle Bernard still stands. The remains of a big castle. Oh, I'll take my mask off now so you can hear me better. Here we have the credit union and a nice clock on the building. Unfortunately, we don't have the best of weather today, but we'll continue on. A lot of boutiques here, so for anyone interested in fashion, I shall show you Bandon's fashion. And of course, as everywhere, there's a lot of sales on in Bandon at the moment. You've Bateman's shoes. They do really nice shoes here. A lot of menswear shops here. I always find that you go places and there's just not enough menswear. So Bandon is good for menswear as well. It's a hardware store with a lot of different things in it. This is the bank. Of course, all banks have beautiful buildings. Lots of money in and out of banks, so they can well afford it. Hilser Brothers is a very old jeweller's, and it has been in operation for many a year. There was one in Cork City. I'm not too sure if that one closed in past years. And of course, as most jewellers, they don't put their prices on the outside. I presume for safety. But I will say a lot of diamonds. These ones here. These particular ones, I'm just going to show you this down here. 2,500. Pretty little shop over here, Element. Some nice sales on, nice boutique. Lots of phone shops in Bandon. Loads of Valentine's stuff. If anyone wants to give me a shout out where you're watching this from, if you're enjoying it, send me a few hearts. Let me know if there's anywhere else you'd like me to look at. I'm just loving these buildings. Look at this building here, Elizabeth Fashions. And just the facade around the windows. Really nice. Bank of Ireland, a really old building again. You see in the top. 5 chimneys one side, and I said in a previous live in Kinsale a long time ago, when people lived in these original style houses, every single room would have had a fireplace because they had no central heating. So a lot of them now are probably bricked up, but they've still kept the features. We're going forward in this world where we're getting rid of fireplaces and chimneys and going to different types of renewable energy, but it's still nice to see what our past was like. We have a lot of thrift shops in Bandon. This one is Jack and Friends to support autism awareness. A lot of pharmacies. And we have a really, really old newsagents here, hippies. And the old guy that runs it, he's just so lovely. He's so accommodating. Whatever you need, he either has it or he'll get it for you. And I think that's, typical of Irish culture. The older generation, they're so helpful and accommodating, and you have a lot of old businesses that have kept going for so many generations, 50, 60, 70 years, and it's quite normal to see, especially in West Cork, very elderly people still working in their shops. past retirement age, but it's a labour of love for them. Here we have the off licence with their nice display for Valentine's Day. And of course, one of the main features of Bandon, which I'm going to try to show us, is the river Bandon itself. It's a great spot for trout fishing, salmon fishing, and a great place to go kayaking as well, downriver, further down. There's a lovely walkway here named after, oh my gosh, I've totally forgotten his name. Graham Norton. If anyone knows who Graham Norton is, he is a famous celebrity. He has his own talk show, and it's the Graham Norton Walk. Lovely riverbank walk, and it leads down to the fitness park. Here we have some signs. Skibbereen and Clonakilty. This way from Bandon, and then you go. I'm just going to come back further up the river for our next tour of the river Bandon and the Wear. Try to cross the road carefully here. There's cars whizzing past me.